G'day everyone, my name's Adam Beck. I'm host of Digital in Place, but I'm also Managing Director of Neon Urban, a digital urban planning advisory company. I've just recently gone back into consulting after 25 plus years in both the non-profit sector and also earlier in my career, 17 years in consulting. I've also spent a period of time with infrastructure companies where public place infrastructure has been heavily integrated with digital technologies. So I've got a really interesting perspective on place and planning for place. I'm a trained planner, both in undergraduate and postgraduate education. And when I say planner, I'm talking about a mix of environmental planning, regional and town planning, and also social planning as part of master's study that I did. I've been fascinated with place for a very long time. I've worked in horizontal infrastructure, vertical infrastructure, and more recently, I suppose probably the last 8 years, I've been fascinated with how digital technologies and data are informing and changing and reshaping our public places and spaces. I've predominantly worked at a precinct scale, and so at that scale, you of course are able to sort of, I suppose, collapse certain regional issues down into sort of a smaller component part of our cities, being the precinct, and of course those spaces and places that make up a precinct. So precincts have been a big part of the sort of scope and footprint that I've worked in for quite some time. With Digital in Place, what I'm trying to do is offer bite-sized pieces of news and views. And it's going to be coming multiple times a week, just for a couple of minutes. And really what I'm wanting to do is share with those city-shaping professions, those that may not necessarily be deep in the digital world, but they know it's there, they hear about it, it's kind of coming, it's coming fast, but it's often viewed, digital, as someone else's job. And part of this project, Digital in Place, is to try and change that mentality. Digital is the responsibility of our urban planners, our urban designers, and our landscape architects. Of course, the civil engineering and engineering design communities have been very familiar with digital tools for quite some time. But some of those more analog professions, like urban planning that I've worked in for many years, sometimes we don't view digital as a core role or responsibility that we have. And I want to try and flip that mindset somehow. Now, I'm also very conscious, that artificial intelligence is in some way quickly becoming the gateway drug to a broader digital planning world and agenda and movement. I do believe that is emerging as the case. And I want to make sure that as we sort of get more enticed or more intrigued or curious around artificial intelligence and how it touches on various parts of the city shaping professions, I just want to make sure that we have a conversation that is, one, balanced, in that artificial intelligence is here and it's a technology, I suppose, in modern time that has really reached the consumer probably quicker than any other technology that we've seen, at least in my professional life. But I don't want to lose sight of all the other really good digital tools that can also help us shape the best places for people and for our economy. And we're in the midst of a conversation, particularly in Australia, but I also think internationally, around productivity. We know housing is a key issue. We also know mobility and transportation is a key issue. I'm based in Brisbane, the northern suburbs of Brisbane in Everton Park. And of course, this is my home, Southeast Queensland, and we're going to be playing host to the biggest show on the planet in 2032, being the Brisbane 2032 Olympic and Paralympic Games. So you'll often very much hear and see that opportunity, that project, that event being weaved into some of these conversations. I'd love to get your feedback. I'd love for you to engage This will be coming out through the Neon Urban LinkedIn page. And of course, we'll have the YouTube channel as well. So please reach out at any time, ask questions, engage, provoke, agree, and of course, equally important, disagree. Really, what I want to do is engage the city shaping professions, and really, I want us to have a conversation. And I really look forward to it. So, from one city shaper to many others, I look forward to having you engaged in this platform. And I hope you enjoy the content. Thanks so much.